nothing. Lord, I cover every area and every corner of my life with the blood of Jesus. I cover my going out and my coming in. I cover my home, my children, my dreams, my steps, my destiny. Everywhere my feet tread, let it be territory of peace, protection, and power. Let fire surround me. Let angels encamp around me. Let favor go before me. No weapon in the workplace, no weapon in the spirit realm, no weapon in my sleep, no weapon in the day or night shall prosper. I cancel every assignment of darkness right now in Jesus' name. This is my inheritance as your servant, Lord. My righteousness is from you, not by works, but by your mercy. I walk in confidence. I speak in authority. I rise in power. I dwell in victory. Let every boundary of my life be sealed with your presence. Let every crack be filled with your strength. Let every weakness be overtaken by your grace. From the crown of my head to the soles of my feet, I am untouchable, unstoppable, and unshaken. Thank you, Lord, that you fight for me. You surround me. You speak for me. You lift me. You shield me. You vindicate me. No weapon, no voice, no plan, no force shall prosper anywhere, anytime, anyhow. In the name of Jesus Christ, the victorious King, amen.
Amen.
Amen. We're having a little problem with the audio. Trying to get that rectified. Soon have it for you. We're getting some problems.
Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. And all I have needed, thy hands have provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Oh, pardon for sin and a peace that endureth. Thine own dear presence to cheer and to guide. Strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. Blessings all mine with 10,000 beside. Yeah. And great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness.
Great is thy faithfulness. That's what the song says. Well, tonight we have a packed program. We're going to be speaking with the chess people. They just came from Guyana. We also have the volleyball guys. As you know, guys didn't get through in this to the World Championships. They were in the Dominican Republic. We're going to be speaking to the coach that's here, the football gentleman from Scotland, I think. He'll join us in studio. And of course, we're going to be talking about cricket. West Indies plays Saturday afternoon, the test match. England, well, today it wasn't basketball. I don't know what ball it was. They took a whole day to score 250 runs today. So we'll talk about that. And as we say, the under-19 is going on in St. Kitts as well. I know Pascal made some runs yesterday, and Fontaine was not out yesterday in a rain-affected game. So we really have a packed program, and we really have to. But guys, something we'll speak about. Sportsmax is going to be going off the air soon. That's going to be a big blow in the Caribbean.
Wow.
In fact, the Sportsmax zone going to be off. Tomorrow is the last day. Obviously, I think the question of finance, the company more concentrating now on their mobile stuff and so on. But guys, we live in the Caribbean, and to me, Slinger Francisco, the mighty Sparrow, was 90 years yesterday. And arguably, to me, I don't know how, that is me personally, I don't know, I'm not saying I'm right, but to me, in the history of the Caribbean, he arguably is in the top 3, the greatest Caribbean personalities of all time. This guy has made music, 5-6 decades. He's made people happy all over the place. And, well, St. Hervé Shillingford, good night, by the way. He was 90 recently, but Sparrow reached 90 yesterday. Not many people get to 90, right, Lobby? Not many people get to 90. Well, we just play a little song of Sparrow. That's for people. Just a little song of Sparrow. Let's see how it goes there before we discuss it.
They say how I getting old, you think I is Methuselah? I'm sure I ain't getting cold, still hot like a Congo pepper. I still could perform and function, I could handle any action, with satisfaction still guaranteed. Who disagree? They telling lie on me, you see. I tell you, it's just a number, controlled by your state of mind. Maturity is always better, especially if you're feeling fine. Feeling me, it's just a number. The golden years can be defined. It's after 68 is over. You could really enjoy 69. The girls that we have in town respect you when you're a champion. They like when you're big and strong and know how to charm in section. I may not be too muscular, but I have the vim and vigor. Any penny younger man could claim. With me is the same. Don't let talk drive you insane. I tell you, it's just a number.
Lobby, I'm sure you want to say something about Sparrow, right? 90
Well,
years.
yes, Sebastian. Even before I talk about Sparrow, I want to just read something for you all there. It says, no one is tall enough to see tomorrow, and no one is rich enough to buy yesterday. It's only by God's grace to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only answer in the end, that's God's grace. Whatever, Sparrow has been one of my idols, in Calypso. And I said, it's only by God's grace, that he's alive. And the voice is still there. For Sparrow, the voice is still, is still bright. The body is not the best, I understood, but the voice is still there. And he has done a great deal, all right, for music, especially Calypso in the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. So I think it's that. I don't want to wish him happy birthday. And all the rest is for our Savior, Sebastian.
Yes, well, Ronald and Top Snipe, sure you all want to say something about Sparrow, eh?
Yeah, I think Sparrow is a very outstanding Calypsonian over the years, and he's distinguished himself. But I would say mainly in the Calypso area. My mom is going to be 90 later this month. But what I really want to say at this point in time, I would like to extend condolences to the family and friends of Edmund Robinson, Jeffrey Brisbane, and Norma Serial. These are very good colleagues of mine, and they've moved on. They've gone to the great beyond. So it means that we need to organize ourselves because we are getting of age, and we may go to the great beyond, not into the distant future.
There's somebody in the line? No, well, Thompson, I'm sure you want
Yes, no, indeed. I mean, when you think of greatness, you think of Sparrow. You know, I had the opportunity to actually listen to him probably about 10 years ago, and he was still in such great form. I mean, he was packed. The stadium was packed where he was. He still could attract those crowds, and quite a performer. And he's certainly been one for the ages.
I'm sure that person, want to make a contribution. Good evening. Hello?
Good evening, everybody.
Well, I heard you saying he never eat a white meat. I don't know. Pork is white meat, you know. I heard you.
I thought you didn't know we had a whole birthday yesterday afternoon.
Oh, yeah, for Sparrow?
Yes.
Okay. And what was he eating white meat? I don't know what kind of meat that is.
He that said he never eat white meat. I don't know if it's goat, if it's fowl, if it's what.
Well, goat is red meat, so it would be white meat. Good. But yeah, you still there? No, but you see the thing about Sparrow, he made all sorts of songs, all sorts. I mean, anything you could think of. Sparrow song with mother's love, children go to school and learn well. You know, a song I was always intrigued with when he's talking about the lizard. I mean, you hear him say, but the lizard run up the feet and it disappear. And you wonder, but what would, well, let's hear it. Let's hear it from himself, and we'll probably comment on it. The lizard from Sparrow. I always wonder about what he meant. I mean, yeah.
Sibo, you are the lizard.
Yeah.
In his class with a lizard in a glass. The lizard get away from root and run by the teacher for all that. The children fright, wonder what will happen. But the teacher laughing out, he only watching everybody. The lizard run up she foot and it disappeared. Everybody still searching everywhere. Where did it go? Teacher. They went jolly and happy and jolly.
Yeah, well, you heard what he said. Lobby, he said the lizard run up his foot and it disappeared. Everybody's still searching everywhere. Where the lizard? But you wonder why would a lizard be on? And she's so happy about that. So I always wonder about that, Lobby. Eh?
Sebastian. Yeah, that's not what listen about Sparrow. One good thing about Sparrow, not as a singer, but what he brought on stage was act itself. He was a stage performer. All right, he had class, he had standard, his dress. All right, that's what that made him so. Not just his voice, but it was there was standard
on stage. He was a performer then, right?
Yes, a big performer, and that was very, very great about Sparrow. He has.
Hold on, let's take a caller. Hold on a minute. Good evening.
Good evening to you and the others.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
What I love about him, well, I saw a few of his shows in my teenage years.
Right.
And he's really a performer. But what amazes him was the voice. The voice is still there, I know one of the tunes I love, The Parables. I love that song.
No, he's Sparrow is just a great guy, great Caribbean man. Great. We have another caller. 1 minute, Lobby. Good evening. Good evening. Hello? Don't listen. Hello, good evening. Don't listen to your radio. Next caller. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
One of my two favorite of Sparrows is Martin Luther King and Australia, you love the West Indies.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the other way wrong. Australia, the West Indies lose it. Next caller. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen. How you all doing?
Very good, lady. Very good. Very good. How are you?
God for help, God for life. Boy, Ronald, that one death that frightened me yesterday. Ronald was Norma. Ronald there?
But she had a battle with cancer for a while.
Yeah, our people, I didn't know that. Because the last time I went to funeral, we spoke and so on. She was at work. And when I heard that, they said I was ball. I wasn't waiting for that. That tell me, no, I'm Norman. It wouldn't trouble me that much, but I had, it was I frightened. One man in Dominica trying to see if he can be Sparrow. He can never be Sparrow. Number one, Sparrow not ugly like him. Sparrow is a good performer. He can never perform like Sparrow. So don't call. So don't try to be like Sparrow. That the person knows themselves when you say he's singing like Sparrow. Don't never try that. Sparrow will always be the mighty Sparrow singer Francisco. Don't try that. And my boy, Mary God, bye-bye.
Like, no, she's talking about. Anyhow, well, the guy was born in Grenada, and he moved to Trinidad, Sparrow. Well, 90 years, and you know how many times they say Sparrow died, you know? How many times? Who killed the Sparrow? They said, nobody know. That's what they said. But you know, guys, yes, go ahead, Lobby.
Yes, on death, remember Jeffrey Brisbane, yeah?
No, well, you know why we talk about that? You know why? Because, I want to talk about Edmund. I mean, if Norma, because of Morris.
Norma, yes,
so you know why? Yeah,
my good friend Norma.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a while. We have another caller. Let's take the caller. Let's go. Good evening. Hello? Hello? Stop listening to your radio, sir. Or whoever it is. Okay, that's cool. You know, guys, while we talk about Sparrow and Calypso, it amazes me. Like Ronald, you were in the World Creole Festival. We heard a lineup, and we not heard any Calypso, but we could bring soca men from Trinidad to sing in our World Creole, but we can't bring our own dice. Even the lady that won the Calypso King this year, she's not even on the lineup, and you wonder what they're doing with this World Creole. As we talk about Sparrow, let's take this caller. We'll come back to that. Good evening. Hello. That person listen to he's or her radio. Yeah, so you wonder about that. I mean, World Creole, and as we talk about Sparrow, no Calypso in our lineup.
It's unfortunate. As a pioneer, I was unable to make it on Tuesday night, but I have my own ideas as to how we should go into the festival in building a cultural industry. And Calypso is part of our culture, so it should be included in there. But guys decided to go their own way, and our music has deteriorated so much. We've got a style of music called nasty business, where guys don't sing, you don't hear any melodies, and guys are enjoying that. And the worst part of the festival this year is Vybz Kartel.
True.
How could Vybz Kartel come to What are you going to use him as a role model in Dominica?
True. Nasty business.
Let's take this caller. 1 minute, guys. Yeah.
I think it's the same.
Yeah, same caller. Good evening. Well, the caller left. Yeah, so but you don't know the price. You have kind of prices they're paying people, but we don't know. I don't know.
I hear $1 million.
So I'm hearing. I mean, we don't. We don't 1 minute, Dr. Funk. 1 minute, Lobby. Yeah.
But not only that, the government is giving $14 million. So that means part of that is going to pay some of those artists, and we don't have money to buy garbage trucks. I mean, the priorities are just all wrong. And as you said, I mean, DICE can fill up the stadium.
Exactly. DICE have his fans. Exactly.
I don't see why DICE is not part of the World Creole Music Festival. That is a big, I'm happy for the young artists.
Yeah.
We have guys, one of the guys from my village, Pudas. I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
But
no, sir, I think that's a deteriorating in our music. We should have like some of the people that you have, some of the experienced artists that you have now on the show this year. These people are supposed to be involved in seminars and workshops to help our young people develop that unique musical art form. Yes, there'll be a variation. Repertoire is the best. But then that high quality of Calypso will allow it to go through the window.
Yeah, let's take the caller. Good evening. 1 minute, Lobby. Good evening.
DICE alone can have a whole show.
Well, DICE have its fans. I'm sure DICE can bring 1,000 people inside there for sure. Easily.
For sure.
Easily.
DICE can bring 1,000 people inside
Easily.
there. DICE can sing French. If you heard DICE with Fitzroy when
very good.
When he was having his last performance a couple of years ago, to hear DICE sing Fitzroy song in French, Lord have mercy. And they're skipping down. If it was DICE that had did what Vybz Kartel did, it wouldn't have no water in the Dominica River to wash down DICE. and ask what kind of role model. Because it have a police that had done that to him, you know. He had to make a song for young Calypsonians to sing about Dice. Like Dice not a good role model. So they see what we have coming down to Dominicans.
Yes.
I don't know, you have a problem in that country. Bye-bye.
Next caller. Hold on, Lobby. Next caller. Good evening.
Any other country would have Dice as a 10-time king and have him like that? Never.
Yeah, it's just shocking, really, that you bring guys from Trinidad and you have a guy right there.
And then who is Vibes Cartel supposed to bring in? Which
well, that's exactly that's what I'm saying. Who exactly? So I don't know how they choosing the people. Only line going.
I don't get
Good evening.
Yeah, don't forget he was a Grenadian by birth, Sparrow.
Yeah, I know. I said that. I say you were born in Grenada.
And
yeah.
Francisco. One of the greatest composition is when they got independence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you know you didn't want independence, you should have tell us before. Don't behave like a bastard traitor. There's no time to stay with Federation no more.
Yeah, that was the Federation. Yeah. Right.
Yes, indeed.
Let's next caller. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
And as it's Silver Jubilee, they should bring Nasty Fountain.
Well, even that, I always wonder about that. Why has Nasty Fountain not been invited for such a long time? What is going on with that?
Thank you.
Yeah, I
don't really know Vice Captain.
I just wonder.
People in Dominica.
I just wonder about something.
Yes. None of the Calypso. See that swimming stuff so much in labor bottom. They don't go swimming stuff. That'll take me there.
Thank you. Yeah, next caller. Good evening.
Silver, one more thing I
yeah,
I just find, okay, you have a Calypso association there. Every year they have me talking about Dice not on Dice. So what did the Calypso Association not say? I'm just asking.
No, but that's a good point you're making as well.
They're not saying anything. They just sit there. You could bring swinging stuff and some Calypsonians.
You're making a very good
point. Dice have a lot of good songs. If you are there for Dice sing political, he has a lot of
no, but he has a fan base. He can be people love him.
But I always wonder and see, well, why they pressing Dice like that? I mean, that's not right.
I don't know. Because
so
you can bring Dice from Trinidad.
What are they doing?
They never say anything. The only time you hear them when they have a carnival, that's the only time you hear
And then also it's a good way to promote our culture. Mm-hmm. You can have the carnival costumes come out during that time. You can have the Calypsonians performing. That's a great way to display your culture to the rest of the world during that time. The vibrancy of carnival could be part of this as well. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because I always wonder, because you hear all these people and you have a guy right here who can bring the culture. You had the lady one for the first time. The Calypso Queen, the monarch. Bring the lady invite her.
You can have 3 or 4 Calypso. You can have a little 1 hour, 3 or 4 Calypsonians, and then you put them in a Saturday night, and that's it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why is that so difficult to do?
I always wonder about
why is that so difficult to do? 1 hour of Calypso in the World Creole Music Festival is not going to take away from. It's going to add, in fact.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyway, before we take our first break, guys, honestly, Edmund Robinson, you did very well. In fact, I was a bit shocked when I heard. And in fact, Monday when I died, because in fact, last week I was speaking to Ronald about him. Yeah, I know Edmund long time. And it really was shocking on Monday, I listened to radio when I heard he died. And even though I don't know, but long time days of Tony, Morris, all of us, when I came with living in the hostel, playing cricket against the guys in Borders Avenue, and Tony and Norman, and sad to hear Norman. I didn't know.
It's very unfortunate. Even Rob, I mean, then Ron, we studied together. He was with us at UWI.
And he worked with Edmund. That one was
mix, and then
something.
And then Ron was telling me about him. So I actually went when Ron told me.
So you went to see him?
Ago, I went to the hospital and they told me that he had left.
And he went home.
He went home.
He has been home.
I thought when he told me that he left the hospital, I assumed he went home because he was okay. I didn't realize that. Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate, Edmund. Well, I call him Zai.
And finally, Jeffrey was a pioneer to get us first in the festival.
Yeah, Jeffrey.
In the World Creole Music Festival.
Yeah, that's true.
He was our bar manager.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I actually saw Jeffrey in Dominica. I spoke to him.
He was here. I think
he was here for the funeral for Kato around the same time.
Yeah. And I think his brother-in-law died too. The Fadel guy. He had come here.
That came for. Right. So that same time he was here, and then I met him at the water.
Yes,
that was it. That was it. He was there. Yeah, he looked well. He looked okay.
Well, boy, it's sad, eh?
Yeah.
It's very sad.
Yep.
Yeah, and I say, we all have to go that route, all that route. So
Yeah.
we'll take our first break now, guys, and when we start back, we're going to be speaking about chess. So I will take our first.
Wholesale and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford. All chicken parts available that you can afford. Fresh breast. And you know breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks, it's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always fresh.
The New India Insurance Company has reopened its doors in Portsmouth, offering the same great services you get in Roseau. Motor vehicle insurance, home and business owners, fire and related perils, public liability, and so much more. Come, visit us today for insurance with a personal touch on Bay Street, Portsmouth, or call us at 445-4023. We are ready to serve you.
Dominica, it's game time. On or off the field, every goal, corner kick, every penalty. From cricket to football to netball to basketball, Del Magis is Dominica's #1 and only all-star sports all gear, all uniform, all access sports center. Get all your team and individual all sportswear, accessories, and fitness comfort apparel. Del Magis got it all. From Nike to Lacoste to Puma, Adidas, Bunny, Levi's, football boots in all sizes, hoses, shin guards, goalkeeper gloves, sneakers for running, jogging, walking, climbing, hiking, or tracking, softball, cricket ball, sports trophies, and all sports gear and wear. Your sports dominance begins at Del Natchez. Oubliez jouer, sway, sauter, marcher, éventuer, track pants, top, shorts, sports bras. In all neutral or delicate fluorescent colored sports fabrics. Only at Del Natchez. Proud sponsor the Sports Wrap, interactive sports review, results, analysis, predictions, and sports commentary. Del Natchez, Arcade George 5th Street, lower down from AC Shillingford Shopping Center.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again. Till you fly out, all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today. Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects. When you want the bed, what you do? Shop at SCN. Better than the rest. Go shop at SCN. And the husband, what they say? Shop at SCN. You get more for what they say? Shop at SCN. Shop at SCN. Yeah, shop at SCN. Shop at SCN. What they say? Shop at SCN. Yes, family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our price is there. That's where you belong. Oh, tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SCN. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SCN. Auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. Grandma, grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. What? Shop at SCN. Shop at SCN. Shop at SCN. Shop at SCN. Check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Rose.
Yes, we're back, and we have to thank Del Najis for being on board with us and in the advertisement, helping. Good night to Geoff and Angela and Vivian Rene. We're happy that Del Najis can join AC Chillingford and helping to sponsor Sport Wrap. For your best sportswear, go to Del Najis between ACS and Jolly. But we have some young people in the studio. We're going to be talking about chess, and we let them introduce themselves. We start with the president. Can you tell the listeners your name?
Hi, my name is Carlton Morgan, and I'm the president of the Dominica Chess Federation.
Right. And we have...
Hi, my name is Ayani Kazimi. I'm 16 years old from the Convent High School. I am a female chess player representing Dominica.
And we have...
Good afternoon. I am Kajani Deja. I am 15 years old from St. Mary's Academy, and I represented the Chess Federation during the junior division.
Right. So, Mr. President, you all just came back from Guyana?
Yes, we did. Yes,
so,
we did.
tell listeners what happened in Guyana.
Well, we went to Guyana on June 30th.
Can you speak up? I must speak up.
Speak up a bit more, so he's not here. Yeah.
We went to Guyana on June 30th to take part in the CARICOM Classic Chess Tournament. And we had a team of 4 players, 2 male and 2 female players. That was Mr. Nigel CM or Candidate Master Nigel Francis, our Vice President Edgar Berridge, Ludmila Dominova, and Ayani Kazimi was also a member of that team. And Kajani Deja, who is just 15 years old, took part in the under 16 junior section of that event, which was the introduction of that event. It was a struggle in the beginning where we faced some tough competition. I must mention that the other countries, all their top board players were either candidate master level or FIDE master, which is the next level after candidate master. So they were tough competition. And these are chess players who have been exposed to competition a lot more than us because of their accessibility to tournaments. So they have been in more tournaments than our players have been. So the level of experience was slightly different. Nevertheless, our players did their best to compete. Our shining star that event was initially Kajani Deja. He won, then he lost, then he won, then he lost, then he won. So at least he was keeping wins going, motivating the team, and I think we all looked to him for inspiration and motivation at the beginning. Then our gem on the team section of the event, Ayani Kazimi, she's only 16 years old, and she went up against some tough competition, and she was the first one to get on the board with points when she scored a half point by drawing a game against a tough opponent, and then going beyond that, she earned a couple more draws, then she got a win, followed by Ludmila Dominova, who is our other female player. She secured 2 wins, and then Nigel and Edgar both got wins. So it just kept going up. We started down, but then we just kept climbing. And it was really moving to see the players just, not give up, keep putting the effort and securing points for Team Dominica. So it was a big step up to our position in the last event. So that was really motivating, and we're hoping to keep it going.
Well, tell you, we want to hear the young lady talk about the experience. Tell us about it, young lady. Tell us.
Okay, first of all, I would like to say that the CARICOM chess tournament gave me very much experience for future chess tournaments. It made me see things, made me understand a few things about chess, sportsmanship, how to place my pieces properly, not to make certain mistakes in chess, because chess is a game where you need to be very careful and very attentive. So I learned that not to play fast. I learned not to play fast, take my time. It was such a learning experience. But when I first played, I had losses, but that only encouraged me to do better. And I felt like I had to represent Dominica because as my country, and I love my country, and I felt motivated to represent my country in a beautiful way. So I got a draw because I was trying my best to win, but at the time we didn't have any points on our team. So the girl offered me a draw and I accepted it so we could have some momentum. And then it just kept on going good from there. I love my opponents. I love the countries. The other countries were so good to us, and they taught me things as well. St. Lucia, Jamaica. They taught me a lot of things about chess, and hopefully from this experience, I can go further in my chess to become maybe Dominica's first female master. Hopefully.
Very well said. But let's hear from the young man. I think he gave Dominica the first points, right? So we want to hear him, man. You have to tell people about his experience.
Well, at first, during the tournament, I was nervous at first. The win that I got with the first game, it really motivated me to continue the upstead climb. But although I may have lost, I kept on trying to prove myself to then secure 2 more wins. But even though I lost the remaining games, I still felt that was a very much training or educational class for me personally, as I get to learn more chess, more openings, how to react to them, and that really furthered my chess education, I would like to say. Furthermore, basically, this tournament was my first tournament I ever really did in an international level, and I had a lot of fun during that experience, and I would like to continue my experience.
Yeah, it is very impressive to see the involvement of young people. I know you've got some senior players and you've got a veteran in the name. Your vice president is a veteran in the business. It's very good. But was there a significant improvement from last year?
Yes, there was. Just to make one more point, Ayan is actually our current women's champion. She forgot to mention that, or she just played modest, I don't know. But yeah, there was a significant improvement in the last tournament, which was last year. The team finished with 4 individual points. Unfortunately, none of those points were in the same match. So while we had the 4 individual points, we did not have any team points because it's 4 games and you need to have a score of 2.5 to win the match. So it's 4 simultaneous games and you score 2.5, so at least 2 wins and 1 draw in those matches. Then you win the match and then you get 2 points for your team. And if you draw a match, you get 1 point for your team. But so while we had the individual score, we don't have the team score. This year we had both. We had an increase in individual score in that we gained 6.5 points, and our team score was also increased because we had 3 points. We won 1 match and we drew 1 match. So that was a significant improvement.
Very good, very good. Now, to go on such a tour to Guyana, the last competition was also in Guyana. Yeah, to go to Guyana, you need to get some financial support. Who are the
Right.
sponsors involved?
So we must give a great thanks to our sponsors, the Dominica National Lottery, who was one of our top sponsors, along with the Dominica Olympic Committee. We also had Springfield Trading, Belfast Estate Limited, and the Archipelago Limited Company, and you cannot forget to mention Big Edge, who I believe, besides the Olympic Committee, was our first sponsor. So we got real support, and of course, we obtained our uniform from the sports division. So we have to just recognize all our sponsors. And even though not financially, we have to give a shout out to the chess community because they give us encouragement and support while we're up there. So that in itself is sponsorship, I believe so. But we must thank all our sponsors.
All right, very good.
All right.
I think a lot about sports tourism. Either you're bringing people in Dominica to be part of a sporting activity, or sports people go out there. And you went out there to Guyana. Did Discover Dominica Authority provide you with any information to promote Dominica while you're in Guyana?
We did not have any discussion with Discover Dominica Authority. The thing is, I recently became the president in May, and going to the tournament, we had initially tried to task Dominica Olympic Committee with the full cost of the tournament, and due to limitations based on their constitution, we could not get the full sponsorship. So they asked us to just seek other sponsorships to break it down. So a lot of our time was cumbered trying to do that, because we had that discussion with them in June. So we basically had 3 weeks to try to raise at least, I think, maybe 40 to 60% of the cost so that they could assist us. So honestly, we don't get any chance to meet with Discover Dominica Authority, although I did think of contacting for sponsorship, but we hadn't got to them.
Yeah, but not necessarily sponsorship, but they must pay attention to the Dominican teams going abroad, to Guyana, to Puerto Rico, and to brief those persons, especially the chairman, the manager. So when they speak to the press, they can promote Dominica. Especially we have young, talented people like this young lady and that young man, and they speak very well. And to have them promoting Dominica will be very good for us.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. So what I will do in future is I will have that discussion with Discover Dominica Authority so that we don't have to wait when we go in to compete to get that information. We can be in constant communication with them. And I think we can take the initiative to reach out to them. We don't have to wait for them to reach out to us.
Good.
So we can do that.
Yes, indeed. I must say I'm very much impressed and with 2 young people here with us, Yanni and you, and congratulations as well to the chess organization for putting that together. But I wanted to ask you, Yanni, and also you, what would you say to young people your age who have an interest or thinking? How do you encourage more of the young people to be a part of what you're doing?
Okay. Chess, I would tell them, chess is not about being academically smart. You don't need to be academically smart to be good at chess. If you practice and get a good mentor, there's nothing stopping you from being great at chess. Second of all, chess will help you in your schoolwork. It will help you to understand things. Take more patience with your schoolwork, try to understand it better. Because with chess, it's the same thing. You try to understand certain positions, take patience so you can get better at it. Thirdly, I think chess is a very good sport in terms of sportsmanship. During chess, you can get very heated and angry, and it's very good to control those emotions. And it's true. And I think chess can also help with that as well, because you have to stay calm, you have to stay collected. So I really think it helps with anxiety and calming yourself and building up yourself to do good at the game, even though you're kind of scared you might lose. It helps with that as well. So it helps with numerous numerous amounts of things. And lastly, I'd like to say to the young people who are interested in chess, do not let anybody tell you that you are not smart enough to do chess. Don't let anybody tell you that. Promise, don't let anybody tell you that. Chess, anybody can do chess, anybody can be good at chess. And I would love if there were more young people to compete with me so I can have more competition and to represent Dominica in chess. Because for Dominica to be proud, for us to make Dominica proud, I would love for there to be more young people to represent Dominica.
Mr. Deja,
Wow,
what do you have
so-
to say?
so eloquent. Thank
Yeah,
you,
Mr.
thank you.
Deja. Yeah.
In my personal opinion, I believe chess can also be played by everyone. All you need for chess is just chess pieces and a chessboard. And there are many media which you can use to learn and play chess online. Why I play chess is as many reasons. In my personal opinion, I play chess because it helps me to plan ahead. It helps me keep a very nice schedule to further my day, especially with schoolwork, as I use chess to find out what I should do first and what I should do last and what I should do in different situations and occasions. Also, I play chess because it keeps me level minded and it keeps me very much balanced. It makes sure that I am not emotionally unstable, as I can calm myself in tough situations. Also, like finding out a puzzle piece. Like, that is why I love doing chess puzzles and playing chess as well, because it helps me find the right move in the difficult situations.
Wow.
Yeah, you can clearly see
Very
that
impressive.
chess has helped those young people
yeah.
to develop their mental capacity.
Absolutely.
Mr. President, what I would like you to consider is trying to create a chess program where you can invite young cricketers, young footballers, young basketballers to come to develop their mental capacity by playing chess. Because just listen to those two young people there, the way they speak, the way that what you've just said shows you that chess has contributed to their mental development.
Absolutely. Very impressive.
Yes, I agree. I quite agree with that, and I have actually received that advice before, and it is something that we are looking into, getting the other sporting associations involved in chess. But I want to do something. I honestly kind of just keep sitting there. I would like to switch seats with Pajani because I think people should see him. I think we streaming live, and I
Okay.
think people should see
See,
Well,
Yes,
do
yes,
that quickly because we
absolutely.
have to wind up the conversation because we have a lot of
Yes.
other people. But as we guys, it's really nice having these young people. And
No, this is
I'm
fantastic.
amazed of listening to them. I could listen to them all night, but as you know,
So,
we
yeah,
work on time. But it's really nice to have.
Thibaut.
Yes, Lobby. Go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to say a few words. I just want to congratulate, these two young people being involved in chess. Now I know my alma mater is being represented, and chess has been going on in the St. Mary's Academy for a very long time. Now, at the convent, I want to know how popular is chess, Miss, at the convent.
Ironically enough, I'm actually the chess president of Convent High School.
Hello?
So,
Can you speak a little
hello?
more?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Lobby, she said she's the president. Go ahead, anyway.
Yeah, so chess in Convent is very popular. It's very... A lot of people come to play, to relax, to learn certain moves. We recently had a chess tournament, and there were a lot of people who joined from last year, so that was really exciting for us.
When you said it's a convent-owned tournament, convent.
Yes, convent-owned tournaments. We've had 3 so far, I think.
That's very good. I'm
Yeah,
very
man.
happy because chess is a mind game. First of all, it takes a lot of energy. You have to be prepared to spend time. It's not a sport where you could have any you want to in terms of being busy. You have to make a lot of time for chess. And once again, let me just congratulate both of you all for doing well and continue doing very well.
Well, Mr. President, and your two young people there, we just want to thank you for coming. We will invite you again because I didn't realize you're the president. And I know you very well. See you all the time at Inland Revenue. But it's nice, and we want to congratulate you, the two young people in particular, man. I mean, brilliant, and just hearing them is something else. And I want to encourage you all, continue playing. And Mr. President, I hope you take chess to the next level. So on behalf of everybody, we just want to say thank you, and we'll speak to you all again. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Yeah, no, guys, it's
Wow,
something else.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's
Very
just
good.
having these young people there. Yeah, having them. I mean, it's really amazing, and I hope they continue. Because, and our youth in Dominica, they're all brilliant people, eh? The young people in Dominica. Yeah, we really I'm just listening to them. Thank you. Right, so we're going to be talking.
Yeah, no, this is
volleyball
very,
now.
very encouraging. Very encouraging indeed.
Yeah, to hear, just listening to them. I mean, listening to the people, the young people. So we have with us, right there. Yeah, but yeah. So we're going to be talking volleyball. We have with us. He was with us couple of weeks ago. He's back here, and that is Mr. Frederick, right? That is what Frederick the first name is? Bill Clark. Okay. Well, first we want to say we know you didn't qualify.
We did.
Oh, you qualified for the World Championship?
Yes.
Okay, that's very good. I didn't know you all qualified. So it is you and what's the other one? Mervyn Mingo from Marigot, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell us how things went in the Dominican Republic.
Okay. As previously stated last time I was here, we said that we qualified for another World Championship qualifier, the North Circle World Championship under 21 beach volleyball qualifier in Dominican Republic, which we went to. We returned on Monday. In our group, there was Canada and Dominican Republic. We lost to both Canada and Dominican Republic, but because we were in a group of 3, we got a bye, so we got the chance to play for places between 9 and 12. Within that, we played Puerto Rico in our first match for placement. We won Puerto Rico 2-1, and then following that match, we played Barbados, which we won 2-0. So placing 9th, it got us a spot in the World Championship, the actual World Championships in Mexico. But within that qualification, because we placed from 6th to 9th, we are going to basically a one-day tournament, which consists of 4 teams from each confederation. There are 5 confederations, and within that there is 20 teams. So only the top 4 teams within that one-day tournament proceed to the main draw of the World Championship.
So where will the main champion be held?
It will be in Mexico.
So when will that be held?
Somewhere in September. The date hasn't been confirmed as yet.
Okay.
But we're not too sure if we'll be attending, because within that World Championship, it's basically like Olympics, as in the country has to be funding every single thing, and we're not too sure where that.
Well, we have with us the PRO. I think he's on the line now. Sydney, are you there?
Yes, I am.
You're listening to Mr. Frederick. He just said that they're not sure if they'll go to the World Championship because of lack of funding. You want to explain that?
Well, the setup of the World Championships is that from each confederation, there were 5 teams who qualified directly. So all of the expenses will be covered by the host federation. Dominica fell in the next 4 places who would go to participate in that preliminary qualification round. And the information that we got from NORCECA in the last week is that our local federation, the Dominican Amateur Volleyball Association, will be responsible for all of the costs associated with that. So travel, accommodation, internal transportation and meals and so on. But that is for the time up to that one-day participation. Should they then qualify for the main draw, then the expenses after that will be qualified as part of their participation. But Bill is right in saying that there is still somewhat of a question mark over the participation due to the funding challenges, because that would be a very expensive venture. But what I would say is that the executive of the association is working with its partners to secure the funding for the participation, because it's unprecedented that Dominica has qualified for World Championships at any round, any sport. So I think it is something that we will be able to get funding for, and that they'll be able to participate.
Yeah, because you don't want to lose an opportunity like that. I mean, that's something for Dominica, young guys like that, to deny them the opportunity. So you guys have to make the government has to come in, the Olympic Committee, sponsors all over the place, and see if we can. You don't want to deny people opportunities like that, eh?
Yes, I agree.
Right. So
as I said, we are working towards obtaining the funding for that the participation.
So, Bill, tell us, how tough was the competition up there? How tough was it?
Well, the competition was fairly tough. It was a very much an experience. I guess that regardless of us playing guys the same age as us, but bigger countries, there's a greater pool of volleyball players. Whereas in Dominica, we have a smaller population and the volleyball pool for selection is very low. But it was very much an experience. I enjoyed it. As I say, I play to really learn, more or less to win. If the win comes, then it happens. But I play for the experience and the knowledge, and it pays off majority of the time. But it was a very decent tournament, I must say.
Sydney, while you're there, I think finals are going on, right? And the volleyball right now. You want to tell us about it?
Yes. So we have the finals of the KFC National Volleyball League running right now. We had game 1 of the men's finals and women's finals. Well, game 1 of the men's finals about a week and a half ago. So in the Division 2 final, we had Club 1 defeat R&D Academy. And in the Division 1 final, we had Club 1 defeat Sunrise. On that same day, we had game 3 of the women's semifinals, where Sunrise beat Club 1. So then the women's final started on this past Sunday. That was the 6th, where Acers beat Sunrise in game 1. They played game 2 on Tuesday evening. Sunrise came back to level the series. And game 3 is being played this evening at the Massac Indoor Facility. And the winner of that game, of course, will be the league champions. We have game 2 of the 2 men's divisions taking place in Massac this Sunday from 6 o'clock.
Okay.
What was the price of entry into the games?
The price of entry is $5. A contribution, we are not an association that is blessed with a lot of funding from the international body. So we use these opportunities to raise funds to assist for training programs, for example, the national team programs. So, we just ask people to pay a small fee of $5 as they enter Massac.
Well, I don't think that's a fee. That's just a contribution.
Who sponsored your trip to Puerto Rico?
The trip to Puerto Rico, you refer to the trip to Dominican Republic?
Oh, sorry, Dominican Republic, right. Dominican Republic,
So the under 21 beach volleyballers have been funded, the training and participation in tournaments have been funded largely by or through the support of the Dominican Olympic Committee. So they travel, so both the under 21 team, that's Dylan Movin, and the under 18 team who also participated in the competition, they were funded completely by the Dominican Olympic Committee. So the under 18 team also participated in the same type of tournament, but the under 18 category. And they finished 13th at that competition. They had a very, very, very tough group. They had the USA, Mexico, and Puerto Rico in their group. It was tough. Funny enough, they went into the tournament ranked higher than all of those teams.
Wow.
But it was tough. It was tough on it. But it was their second foreign competition. They played in Guadeloupe in May. So, they are still building the experience and looking to follow the footsteps of the Red Movie.
Yes. In terms of the participation in that international competition for guys, and we're saying that we are financially challenged. I know you're at an Olympic Committee meeting tonight, so maybe you can start the discussion there. And also you can have a discussion with the main host of the Sport Trap program to see if we can do a call-in show for you, a dedicated call-in show, because that's an ideal opportunity where we can promote and encourage our young people, where we can promote persons to make contribution. So you should discuss that with the authorities of Q95 and also the host of the Sport Trap, Mr. Locat Sebastian. Discuss that with those 2 persons. I'm prepared to support. And let's see how we can mobilize resources for those young people. We just had 2 sets of young people, and we've got another young, impressive guy here, Bill Frederick. We have to find some way of encouraging, of helping our young people, so the young people can fall in line.
I agree. So we are always in dialogue with the Olympic Committee regarding the assistance. So, as I said, there is nothing, at the moment, we cannot speak to what exactly the assistance will be, but the Olympic Committee has, in the past, given the commitment to assisting with the beach volleyball program, especially because it's a program that has been successful, but not just that it's successful, it's that we have followed the blueprint that the Olympic Committee has wanted all of its member associations to follow, in that we have consistent training sessions with specific goals and objectives that we meet.
So, Bill, you are going to Mexico.
Yeah, we have to try.
Yeah, man. We have to do everything to get this guy.
There's no guarantee, and we haven't had any formal dialogue with them yet. But we, at the last ceremony, they expressed publicly their commitment to the development of the sport and the assistance.
Yeah, man. Speak to the Ministry of Sport, the Sports Division, the initiative I spoke about there, the DOC and other sponsors, and let's see how we can mobilize resources for the two young girls to participate.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Bill,
the final thing I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what are you saying, Sydney?
I was just saying that we are committed to making sure that we secure the funding for them to participate in that tournament.
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, thank you very much. We will speak to you again because time is of the essence now. So, we'll thank you very much. Continue training. And we will speak to you again. And thank you, Sydney. We'll probably speak to you next week, okay?
Thanks for having us.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. So we'll take an ad break again now, guys. Let's take an ad. Thank you.
All right. Sports Wrap, your dynamic, riveting weekly sports show on Q95. The entire Caribbean is listening to Sports
Or Europe, where in Roseau, Kimahabis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford, all chicken parts available that you can afford fresh breast. And breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even Swinging Stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love full AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks, it's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always fresh.
The New India Insurance Company has reopened its doors in Portsmouth, offering the same services you get in Roseau: motor vehicle insurance, home and business owners, fire and related perils, public liability, and so much more. Come visit us today for insurance with a personal touch on Bay Street, Portsmouth, or call us at 445-4023. We are ready to serve you.
Dominica, it's game time. On or off the field, every goal, corner kick, every penalty. From cricket to football to netball to basketball, Del Natchez is Dominica's #1 and only all-star sports, all gear, all uniform, all access sports center. Get all your team and individual all sportswear, accessories, and fitness comfort apparel. Del Natchez got it all. From Nike to Lacoste to Puma, Adidas, Psycho Bunny, Levi's, football boots in all sizes, hoses, shin guards, school gloves, sneakers for running, jogging, walking, climbing, hiking, or tracking, softball, cricket ball, sports trophies, and all sports gear and wear. Your sports dominance begins at Del Natchez. Oubliez, jouer, sway, sauter, marcher, et driver, track pants, top shorts, sports bras, in all neutral or delicate fluorescent colored sports fabrics. Only at Del Natchez. Sponsors, Sports Wrap, interactive sports reviews, results, analysis, predictions, and sports commentary. Del Natchez, Arcade George 5th Street, lower down from Ace Shillingford Shopping Center.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane. Till you flood again, can't wait till you fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Sillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseville. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today. Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
We are back, and don't forget, you're looking for your sneakers and everything else, your jeans and all equipment, go to Delnagis Sports Hub. Also, you're looking for your groceries and your everything else, go to AC Shillingford. They're close by, Delnagis Sports Store and AC Shillingford. Now, we're going to be talking football, and we have with us in studio the football coach from Scotland, Mr. Kurt Hurd, and also we have the local, I think the women's coordinator in Dominica, Mr. Devon Coffey. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for having us again.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us back. It's great to be here.
Well, Mr. Hurd, we had you, 6 months ago?
Yes, when I arrived, January, February.
So I think we had you. So how things have been since then? How have you been doing?
It's been good. It's been good. On the field and off the field. Settled in well to island life.
So you're enjoying Dominica's culture and everything else?
Yeah, I love it here. Everybody's friendly. It's a really nice, laid back atmosphere. Everything's good.
Right. So tell us, football, what have you been doing?
Yeah, so I think last time I came on here, we were talking about the regional centres that we were working in, the high performance regional centres. We had 3 of those. So working within them, putting a structure in place with those. We've now came to the end of that cycle. So we're looking at now progressing that from the 3 regional centres to 1 central National Academy training centre, where we'll bring the best players from the island into one regionalised area. And within that, we're looking at the minute to take care of football, education, all manner of things in there to really develop what we've been doing on the island. And alongside that, working with the national teams as and when I can. So we had the U20 girls team that went to Trinidad, and now we've got the U14 and U15 teams in training.
Are you satisfied with how things have gone so far? Are you satisfied?
Yeah, for sure. We always strive for perfection, so we always want a little bit better than what we've got, for sure. But we're from where we were to where we are now, it's only been, as you said, 6 months, and I think I can see massive strides, which is testament to DFA and the whole community, the whole football community here, for buying into what we're doing and really supporting the projects. I think going from the 3 regional centres now, there was definitely a need to go to that one centralised academy to really bring that talent together, both coaches and players. And I think that's really going to take us to the next level when we can do that.
Well, let me ask you, you've been going around looking at the local football, the league, the Premier League. Can you tell us, are you satisfied with the level of football you are seeing, Dominica, when you look at the club football?
I mean, again, it's very rare that in such a small population you have such a large football league, and within that there's some fantastic talent. I've been really fortunate and really surprised actually at some of the fantastic talent that's came out. Not just the talent on the field, but some of the coaches as well. You know, I've been really fortunate to meet and work with some of the coaches that are working in that league, both First Division and Premier League. And it's a really exciting time for Dominica. I think there's a lot of passionate people and there's a lot of talent, both senior and entry level, I would say 17, 18 years old in that Premier League and First Division.
Mr. Coffey, tell us, you're the man in charge of the ladies section and everything. How are things going on?
Well, we kicked off the league a month ago, the Women's League, and so far we have a bit of teething issues, particularly some of the newer teams. I mean, well, the Dubla has rejoined the league and they have a bit of teething issues. So we're just trying to work out a few things in terms of scheduling. Like we know, well, if we started earlier, we'd have to contend with CXC, which was one of the issues that was an issue with most of the teams in the first week. But we've gone past that, and right now we're just looking to have more games during the summertime with the Premier League already halfway through the second round. We'll get more times probably to actually stream some of the games. So honestly, it looks like women's football is trending upwards. Honestly.
How many teams you have taking part in this league?
We have 9 teams, the same as last year. We were expecting 10 teams, but unfortunately, a team, they couldn't meet the minimum requirement for players.
So the teams are from around the island, different parts of the island, the teams taking part, or most of them are centered around Roseau?
I mean, most of our football club is centered around Roseau, but however, we have teams. We have the Kalinago Warriors, we have the Portsmouth Bombers, or like we said, Dubla. We have South City in Granby now. This is the second time around. We have All Saints, Harlem, Goodwill Runners, and that's the teams that are participating in the league.
Well, you as the coordinator of the women football, do you go around the island and see the training is going on, the coaching and everything? Do you do that?
I attend a few coaching sessions of the different clubs, however, but I try to get as much matches as I can. I mean, a few weeks ago I was in Dubla, expecting to see a match between South City and All Saints. Unfortunately, All Saints had bus transportation problems, so that couldn't come. But yeah, I try to see a lot of the football live, the matches itself. I don't get much opportunity during the day to go out during training sessions. I mean, one of the few sessions that I've had the preview of viewing is the Goodwill Runners and the Harlem, which is close to the football house. So sometimes after work, I just walk down for Newtown. Still, I spend a bit 30, 40 minutes, and probably during some sessions, like what you said with the RTC, we would be at Lindo Park. I would stay back and watch Goodwill Runners and Coach Chicky, how he set up, and just view the session overall.
Oh, Chicky still coaching?
I mean, Chicky, I don't think Chicky will ever leave football.
Lomi, you want to ask a question? I see you listening.
Yes, Sebastian, I want to ask. First of all, I want to the consultant. What is his name again, Mr.
Kurt Hurd.
Mr. Kurt Hurd. Yes, I heard him talking about a center at the end of his stay in Dominica. But looking at our football, sir, looking at the football presently, at our national team, I'm looking at some serious deficiency right now, serious deficiency for football, tactically, technically, and our midfield. Presently, there is a serious deficiency we have in our football. What can be done? What help? Because yes, you have this academy, you have this central academy, but what help can be given to help these young players in terms of moving forward, in terms of being a midfield player? I'll come to the women thing after.
Yeah, so thank you very much for the question. For me, it's an easy one because with this move to as I say, like a regional centre, a national academy.
Where's the target location for that regional academy? Any target location?
So the training centre for that would be at Stockport.
Okay.
And then obviously education, etc. We're looking to have around Roseau. But the idea for that is that what we're looking to do is increase the contact time. So what you're talking about there in terms of deficiencies of players, of midfielders, of what I assume when you mention midfielders, you're referencing technical players.
Yes.
So I think, increasing the contact time from at the minute, our contact time is roughly 3 hours a week. We're looking to increase that to about 10 to 12 hours of contact time a week that we can get with these players. If we can do that, I think these things come naturally. We can then start to work on the individual. We can then start to work on the mental side of the game, the psychological side of the game, and we can really guide the players. I think I've seen that. Again, I've been really fortunate that we've pushed the hours up. So with the U15 national team at the minute, I'm working with. I'm really fortunate that we've pushed the training time up, and we're now getting 10.5 hours of contact a week, which is fantastic. And already within the space of 3 weeks, I can see a real difference in the professionalism of the players, of the technical ability of the players, of the mentality of the players. So I think with that move, it's not something we can click our fingers and do overnight. I think it's got to be a gradual process, but I think that would definitely be a step in the right direction.
Okay.
We've done the 15 competition. He was finishing. Oh, yes, Lobby.
I'm through.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I'm out through with the women now. With the women now, the last game I saw, all right, women playing, we were being humiliated by Canada. One of the problem I've seen with the women football right now, our girls are not that athletic. They're not that athletic. To be a football player, you have to be athletic. All right, and it's not something that is in our ladies as before. All right, and the game itself, a lot of work has to be done. A lot of work has to be done on the athleticism of our girls. A lot of work has to be done. Because you're looking at football nowadays, you're looking at, the women football worldwide has grown substantially. You look presently at the European competition. All right, looking at what has evolved. A lot of the teams they have improved. They are stronger, they are quicker, and they can play the game. And if in terms of our girls moving forward, more emphasis has to be on the athleticism. They're just not athletic.
Yeah, I'm going to take that one very quickly. Then I'll pass over to Mr. Coffee for you. I get this a lot, and I kind of anticipated this would come up. I sincerely hope. I know the game you're referencing. I sincerely hope in your next question to Mr. Coffee, you also want to reference the 2-1 victory over Bermuda, which happened 2 games later. I'll pass over to Mr. Coffee. I hope there's a follow-up question, and I hope there's a little bit. I hope there's a little bit of acknowledgement that the girls also went on to beat Bermuda later on in the same tournament.
Yeah, but at the same time, brother, at the same time, I've been looking at my country. I've been looking at in Dominica going forward. Yes, we beat Bermuda, but I mean, we going forward. The girls have to be more athletic.
And
they have to be more athletic.
On the whole thing of athleticism, that's not just something isolated to football. I mean, with the technology that keeps children glued to screens nowadays, you see athletes really dropping off, even at schools. There are less students participating in the regional competition. When you go to the Independence Youth Rally, the competition, you don't see the numbers you used to see before. I remember when we were in high school, we'd have come down from Castlebrooke with 2 free coasters of children, supporters, and athletes. Nowadays, a coaster is what most schools send. You don't have that much interest in athletics as before. That's not just an isolated thing for football. And to reference to what Mr. Hurd said, it deserves acknowledgement that the girls went on to beat Bermuda. That's their first win in the under-20 competition that we ever had. And we actually had a very young core of children who are actually graduates of the Regional Training Center who made strides and made improvement to be on the under-20 team, even as young as 16 on the under-20 team. So I believe overall, football is trending for women in the right direction on the island. We could do more. I'm not going to say we are doing the most we can, but I believe we are doing the most we can with the resources we have. Maybe we need to partner with different organizations to get more eyes on football. I mean, you only reference the 22-0 victory against Canada. You should also have referenced the 5-0 defeat to Trinidad, where we played a much better game. Trinidad had more say technically gifted players, more athletic players, like you said, but the girls did put in a good showing for themselves, and you saw the improvements and the changes were made into the Bermuda victory.
Yeah, Mr. Hurd, what is the basis for the development of the under-15 program? In my days at a schoolboy, I played under-14 football and under-16 football. So we had a school league under-14 and a school league under-15. What is the basis for the development of your under-15 program?
Yeah, so I mean, look, I'm in here to do the national academy and the national team. In terms of what the boys are doing out with, honestly, there has to be more. We have a U15 league at the minute. There's been a little bit of disruption within that, but you know they do need more game time. They need more exposure to the game, 100%. In terms of the school leagues as well, again, yeah, these things need to be more regular and more structure, more organisation around it. Whether that's organisations coming together hand in hand to create a more rounded schedule for these players. But yeah, I mean, I find you know, coming in at U15 at an elite level, we're talking national team, which is elite level in any country. And some of these players, you know, we're still talking about the basics of the game, you know, teaching them the offsides and how to take a proper throw in and things like that, you know, and that stuff shouldn't be the case. But it's not that it isn't recognised, you know. Currently, every discussion I have with the guys at DFA, we know, and I think the DFA have just put a grassroots program in place to now begin U9 and U10 leagues and some structure there. But at the minute, with reference to the U15s, there is a U15 league. It does need to be a little bit better for the boys, though.
Okay, and my final question: the national coach was stating some time ago he can only work with the quality of players he have at his disposal. Is there a program for coaches of coaches?
I mean, I guess that's why I'm here. I'm here to do that as well. And I would like to think that all coaches know that I'm an open book. You know, I've been very open in inviting coaches up to training sessions for national teams and regional centres. I've never denied, you know, I'm at the games as well. If coaches want some feedback on things, or you know, if they see me at training sessions, they're welcome to ask me for feedback. I'm most certainly here for, you know, a lot of the time, because we're increasing the contact time with our young players at the minute. A lot of my time is spent on the field working with those players and developing those players. But I mean, all coaches know in the head of coach education, Mr. Egbert, he knows also that I'm here to help and support all the coaches. I think it's, again, fantastic as well that with the U15s at the minute, for me, I think what I want to do is encourage young coaches to come back into the game. I know myself, when I played, I became a better player when I started coaching. And now what we've done with the U15s, we've actually had 2 under-17 national team players come to help us coach this in this camp. And that's to, again, you know, and that's something we want to keep doing. We want to encourage the young players in the national team to, you know, and those guys have been in that position that these boys are going into, right? Tournament preparation, big games. So that helps the younger players, and it also aids their development as players and coaches. So something we definitely want to continue. And again, I'm really grateful for the support from the DFA and allowing that to happen.
In terms of the program, how much more time will you be engaged in that program here in Dominica?
So I'm in Dominica until the September 2026. So I've got.
Oh, okay, great.
I still have just over a year
Yeah,
left of my contract.
oh, excellent,
And
excellent.
again, that's, you know, what happens at the end of that. We'll wait and see. You know. Definitely settled into life here. The weather's good, the food's good. I got, if they want to put, this is a call out now, if they want to put something on the table, I'm happy to.
Well, you tell you put it good. I really enjoy the local food, your dashing, your yam, your local ground provision. Do you eat them?
Love it all.
Okay. So you like the local cuisine?
I love the local food, honestly. There isn't too much I've not had. So
okay.
Yeah, yes.
Well, lots of mangoes. Do you see the type of mango we have now? Do you see it in Scotland? Do you get this type of mango?
No, and I tell you, honestly, this man next to me, he produces mangoes almost every day for me. he knows I need mangoes.
Okay, all right, yeah. Yeah, let's go back to football then. So you base at the technical center, right? Is that the way you base every day?
With the regional centres, we were across Castlebruce, Portsmouth, and Stock Farm. Now with the national teams, obviously because the facility we have, Stock Farm is the best facility, so we're in there training. Yes.
Okay. Right, but you plan to have training for all the coaches soon, of coaches?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think there'll be a coach education course coming up relatively shortly. One that I'm happy to support. I did a little bit on the D license. I invited some of Mr. Egbert asked if he could bring some of the coaches in to do a little thing, so they were invited in. But absolutely, I want to talk football at any opportunity, and if these coaches can take what they can from me, then I'd be happy to do that. Sure.
Do you get ladies coming to your training session? Ladies coaches.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's obviously Roselia at the minute who's working as the head coach for the U14s, and I think it's really important that we maintain that and we keep that up. There's a couple of fantastic young female coaches that I've met on my travels that I'm really looking forward to watching their development. I think the more that we can encourage that, the better and healthier it is for the female game here.
So, Coach, I just wanted to ask, in terms of, I mean, you've had a chance over, I guess, 6 months to observe the quality of the game here in Dominica, the quality of the players. What would you point to as probably 2 or 3 of the most serious challenges that faces football here in Dominica, or the ability to improve the game?
Yeah, I think we spoke about it before, and for me, it always comes down to contact time, and that affects game understanding, and that affects your technical ability. So I think being able to get that contact time, but then again, that comes with infrastructure. Can we get more fields and more accessible fields for teams and for players and youths? Again, one of these we speak about deficiencies. A colleague of mine came over from Europe and watched the training session, and they couldn't believe just how naturally physically gifted the players are here, but it's just that technical. It's just that and a lot of places you have to go and work on the physical ability to go and play a game of football. Here it becomes so natural that if we can just really get the contact time and really give them that technical input, we can make a huge difference. And I think doing that and professionalising and holding clubs and players and coaches accountable in our professional league, in the Premier League, in the First Division, I think is that as well would go a long way towards really creating a more professional atmosphere and a better playing place for the players.
I know you follow football. I was watching the World Club semi-final, Paris Saint-Germain against Madrid, and it tells you Paris Saint-Germain at one stage had Mbappe, they had Messi, they had Neymar, and they never got so far. But you look at these guys now, and to me, I haven't seen a club play football like for a very long time. The quality there. I mean, no wonder they're in the final on Sunday against Chelsea, but they really played some top-class football. Have you been watching that?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Been really fortunate because all the European football is normally on at a time that we don't get to see. So having this Club World Cup in Miami or in the States has been fantastic. But yeah, I've been watching. I've loved the contrast of styles between the South American and the European clubs. But just to touch on what you were saying there with regards to the Mbappe and the PSG thing now, I mean that just goes to show you, you don't need to have the best players, but if you can get a cohesive unit and people working on towards the same goal, anything's possible.
And the coach has done a fantastic job, yeah? I mean...
Incredible.
But Sebastian,
Yeah, go ahead.
the FIFA World Club competition, I'll tell you that. That's one of the best I have seen. The level of football has been very, it has been excellent. All the teams. Any young player who want to learn football, and a senior player who should spend time looking at that football. It was just fantastic. And you can learn a great deal. All the teams were outstanding. I think
the Paris team is the most outstanding to me.
I know how you look at. I look at football differently because all the teams are good.
I didn't say all the full teams are good, but I'm talking about the quality
but goals
of the Paris team.
Goals have to be scored, brother, because goals is only at the end. Yes, they lost, but goals have to be scored. The teams are very much, even the team from Saudi Arabia, I mean, a very good team, quality players. I mean, if you want to learn football, to play football, you look at the teams, how they mark, how they track players, how they mark, they track it, you have to learn. It's not easy these days. Football is not easy.
Okay, Mr. Hurd and Mr. Thing, we want to say thank you. Don't stay too long before you come back here. We'll have you back probably at the end of the season, so we can talk at the end of the season. Okay? And Mr. Coffee, thank you very much, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
So we'll take another break, our final break, I think, for the night. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yeah.
Dominica, it's game time. On or off the field, every goal, corner kick, every penalty. From cricket to football to netball to basketball, Del Natchez is Dominica's #1 and only all-star sports, all gear, all uniform, all access sports center. Get all your team and individual all sportswear, accessories, and fitness comfort apparel. Del Natchez got it all. From Nike to Lacoste to Puma, Adidas, Bunny, Levi's, football boots in all sizes, hoses, shin guards, goalkeeper gloves, sneakers for running, jogging, walking, climbing, hiking, or tracking, softball, cricket ball, sports trophies, and all sports gear and wear. Your sports dominance begins at Del Natchez. Oubliez, jouer, sway, sauter, marcher, et driver, track pants, top, shorts, sports bras. In all neutral or delicate fluorescent colored sports fabrics. Only at Del Natchez. Sponsor the Sports Wrap, interactive sports review, results, analysis, predictions, and sports commentary. Del Natchez, Arcade George 5th Street, lower down from A Station for Shopping Center.
When you want the get, you do shop at SCA. Better than the rest, go shop at SCA. And they all gone well, shop at SCA. You get more for life, shop at SCA. Shop at SCA, yeah, shop at SCA. Shop at SCA, what is that? Shop at SCA. Yes, family, customer friendly, with free locations, it's so convenient, and our prices. Madam, that's where you belong. So tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SCA. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SCA. And the nan and cousin friend, open power, all of them. My grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Rose. Dominicans.
So we're back on the home stretch now, and we're going to be speaking to Mr. Nikesta Smith of Salisbury. I think they have a road race coming out, an annual thing. Good night, sir.
Good night.
Well, tell the listeners your name so you can hear.
My name is Nikesta Smith. I'm one of the executive members of the Salisbury Sports Committee.
Right. So tell us, what is it you all have on Saturday? Tell us.
Okay. On Saturday, we have the Bowie Road Race edition of Volume 5. This is the 5th year that we have in it. It is also a Dominica Amateur Athletic Association event, right? So it is from 4 p.m. It starts at Kulbi Street near the Catholic Church and goes along the Yoliba Highway through through Battery up to Savannah, and then it goes up into Salisbury.
Okay.
And we end on the Salisbury playing field.
Right. So what time does that race start?
What do you say?
What time it's going to start? What time do you start?
4 p.m.
4. So let me ask you, what age group? I mean, anybody can join the race?
Anybody can join.
Age group 70, 80, 60, 20, 40? What age? Doesn't matter.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, everybody.
And it's an annual thing you say you'll have, right?
Say again?
It's an annual race.
Yes, it's an annual race. It's the 5th year that you're having it. It's starting in 2020 and in 2025 now. So
Do you all have sponsors for that?
Yes, so we have our headline sponsor, West Coast Corporate Association, right? And we have other sponsors such as the Dominica Olympic Committee, also the Dominica Athletic Association. Also, we have the sports division, Ministry of Sports division. Also, we have some community members who are sponsors. We also have some potential sponsors also. Right? So I want to.
But let me ask you, what prizes do people get? People get prizes for winning the race?
Yes, there are different categories of prizes, right? So we have the overall prize, such as the first place male, first place female, second place male, second place female.
Okay.
Female, first place male, first place female. We also have different prizes, such as the oldest runner, and we have also the youngest runner. We also have prizes for Salisbury people, specifically. Right? So we know that.
When you say prize for Salisbury people, so you're saying that people from Coolbridge Street can take part, Collio, St. Joseph?
Yes, anybody can take part.
Okay.
Anybody, but as it's like a Salisbury-based activity, we want to include Salisbury people. So there are prizes for Salisbury people specifically. So, for example, first place person from Salisbury who gets to the finish line, first place, they can win a prize. Also, second place, etc., etc. So it's for everyone.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us. I mean, we encourage people on Saturday to take part in the race. Next week, I guess we'll speak to you. You'll tell us how it went. So we want to wish you all the best on Saturday afternoon.
Yes, thank you. No problem.
Right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Right, guys, so we only have a few minutes to talk about cricket. First, let me say Dr. Fountain, guys, last week he messaged me and when it was 4 wickets down and he said that he think West Indies could win the game. And I remember I replied to him, I tell him that they were going too far from then. And he's only last seen about an hour after that. Yeah, Dr. Fountain is telling me.
I didn't know because, I'll tell you what, I felt that with some application it could have been done because I did not think that 200 runs was not gettable.
Yeah, but on a pitch like that, 270 was plenty runs.
Yes, I know, but you saw how the Australians applied themselves, and I think that to me is the difference between the Australian team and this West Indies team, the application part of it. I don't get the sense that our guys apply themselves. That stubbornness that we expect, that you say you're not gonna get my wicket, and we had some rash shots.
But I'm glad you mentioned that. And you keep hearing about the brand of cricket. And I'm worried that I'm not sure if guys are told that we have to go and do this or do that. Because you look at how Campbell got out. Even 40 runs and to play a shot like that. Even Shea Hope. So you're wondering about the brand. And like I said some time ago, you can talk about brand. But if you have Richards or Lara Sobers, people who can make the difference. But the people we have, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but that's the time, and that reminded me of the game that West Indies won against Australia when Hodge scored his runs. The application was there. That idea that we're going to stay. We have a day and a half. We'll score the runs if we stay in the pitch. I did not see that, and to me, that's why I felt even at 3 wickets down, I still felt. With Shea Hope and Chase at the crease, I felt that they could have put up a fight. but I was disappointed in the way that they got out, both of them. And so I think, West Indies have a lot to work on, and now is a chance as well for Sammy to make some changes in the team.
But I can't imagine they're not making changes. You've lost the series.
To stir things up a bit, and probably the position. I don't think they have the position good. I don't think Kati at number 3.
In Test cricket.
I really think he should be batting at probably 5 or 6. I would probably have some shuffling in there and see what we can do. But that Australian team was probably the team we could have beaten.
Yes, because one of the weakest Australian teams can carry. I'm looking at Craig Brathwaite. I'm not sure how far they can go with Craig Brathwaite.
No, but it would be a shame to even play Greg Brathwaite. Yeah. I think he's 100 plus. That's it. Yeah. He's mid the 100 out. I really don't think that he helps at all. I mean, if you look at his record over the years, I know he was kept in primarily to get to that landmark, which is okay. Which probably is not okay, but he got to the landmark. Now that he's gotten there, I think it's time to make some changes. I would bring back the young Louis, as well, and so on. Also, probably bring in,
But Anderson, you have a young Anderson there as well. I mean, you've lost the series already. Because your next series against India in October.
Yes.
Now is the time
definitely Campbell and Brathwaite.
Well, I don't think they'll drop both. One will play.
Well, you have
one will play.
You have open, and then probably King can come in. I thought I remember saying when I saw him back, I thought he belonged in the Test team.
Who, Brandon King?
King, yeah.
No, he played to me the best innings of our West Indian so far.
I think
the 75.
I think he's playing well, and probably that's the person you need to anchor at number 3. Given his experience as an opener, I would probably put him in at number 3. Move Kati down a little bit, bring in Anderson, and let's see what happens. And Brathwaite goes out for.
But you see, that's the problem when you pick a squad. Normally, what I know the Caribbean, you pick 13 or 14 men, so you can change. But what they did, they picked a squad of 16 for the entire series, and that was an error. So you can't even bring in guys from outside of the 16, and that has been the problem. And I don't know, but go ahead, Lobby. You want to,
Sibo, yes, Sebastian. I just want to, just on West Indies, Sebastian. It is shocking. It is a shame. It is totally a shame. Look, we lost in England, Sebastian. Didn't you lose in England recently?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You were there, yeah.
Thank you very much. So I hear about brand. The only brand I know is Adidas and Nike. That's where they have brand and brand. All right. And I could recall, Sebastian, before that cricket, that you were saying you said that Hodge and Afadas, they were in jeopardy, and you said also that Hodge, you heard that he's batting too but slow. That is what the batsmen. What will happen to West Indies now? Everybody now is a sprinter. We need people that to occupy the crease. When
because we getting bowled out in 30 and 40 overs,
Go back, Sebastian. When we beat Australia, Hodge, who partnered Hodge with that partnership? It wasn't the keeper.
You mean De Silva?
De Silva. And
in Australia, again, yeah, he made some runs here.
Thank you very much. And then you Sharma and the other and even Azari. Joseph, what we are seeing right now, the bowlers have to bowl and still bat again. They still have to steady and remove some shame in our eyes, put some respect, to the scores. I think secondly, Sebastian, that looking at the both test matches, and we are crumbling so. Is it a sign of fitness? Is it a sign of fitness or what?
Well, I don't think the lack of skill. I don't think we don't have the players now. We have to accept that. West Indies cricket, that Louis said, we just don't have the players. That's all.
Is it that, Sebastian, more work has to be done on the field? Absolutely enough work on the field.
Plenty. Hold on. We have a caller. Let's take the caller. Good evening. Yes?
What is Sammy record?
Say? Hello?
What is Sammy record?
When you say what is record, as what? A player, a coach, or
batting?
Huh?
How many runs he has scored? What is total runs in Test cricket?
His average, I know, just over 20. I know that I can tell you for sure. About 21 in Test cricket. That I know. Or in first class cricket as well? Okay, but you say, yeah, he has a test century for sure. And he has a first class 100. That is a fact. But you are saying that to say what?
Because I find, well, he doesn't deserve where he's there.
Well, the point I made last week, you don't have to be a good player to be a coach. I've always said that. You don't have to be a good player to be a coach.
But they are changing coaches.
Right away.
Say it again?
You're doing well for the team. You're supposed to cut it right away.
They're supposed to what? Oh, you mean, well, the board has thing. I just think sometimes the Caribbean team and the coaches stay a long time. In other places, the team doesn't do well.
But I think the mistake was having Sammy as
that would be a huge mistake.
As coach of all three formats.
That was a huge mistake.
Big mistake.
Huge mistake.
Big mistake.
Yeah. We can spend the rest of the night and to discuss West Indies cricket. West Indies cricket, some bad experiments were made, and we have to agree to that. Experiments were made based on our local league, and our local league is not of a high standard. And the players
what are you referring to before the competition?
Before they brought into the test was based on the local league. Whereas players who played in previous tests, or they were not performing in the local league, they were left out. And that has shown that it has not worked for us. So we have to find some way of getting the proper formula. But we are going to spend a few minutes on.
No, we have another caller.
We're going to spend a few minutes on.
Let's take this call and we'll come to
Good evening. Hello. Good night.
Shibo.
Yes.
Good night to the panel.
Hey, Donald, how are you, man? How are you? You okay?
Not bad. How are you?
Good.
When Sam talk about brand, what do you mean?
Well, I've always had a question about this thing about brand. They're talking about probably attacking the bowling or scoring runs quicker. Which is huh?
You can't tell me about Shehop is a leader and at your team in trouble, and that's what the boy do.
Well, it was a horrible shot he played, really.
Those are real jokers, they are real jokers.
Well, Dr. Fountain made the point about some of the rash people not settling down. He made that point. Yeah. Okay. All right. We have another caller. Good evening. Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes. The last test wrestling displayed, I heard someone make a comment on your program saying they should have like when Chama Joseph went and back, people should have stayed back like the next day. But that's the way the guy he batting. You know, you're showing them other guys how to bat. I don't know if the guys that they're afraid of them attack the bowling. You know the way they play and they get out so simple. Now this test there, I would drop both Batritt and Campbell because they are not performing. But you said they are not going to drop the ball.
I doubt they'll drop both. They'll probably not drop one. I doubt that both of them will be dropped.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, we have another caller again. Good evening. Hello. Yeah. Yes.
Coach plus selector.
Well, he picks the team. He's supposed to be picking the team. He is a second Miles Bascom, which is a serious error. It's nonsense, that, honestly. That is nonsense. Not a joke, it's nonsense.
Disaster.
Rubbish. I mean, I don't know. India has selectors. Australia has selected. Everywhere has selected. But West Indies have devised a stupid plan. You have one guy picking the team, and it's a big mess. We have another caller. Big mess that is, honestly. Good evening.
Sibo, good evening, my brother. How are you?
Hey, how are you, man? I haven't heard you for a while.
I know.
How are you? You okay?
Yes.
Right.
So let me come in, first of all, you boys. I'm listening, and I promise you, Sibo, I will not mention my 3 consecutive centuries I scored in England when I was playing cricket. As long as you're talking cricket, I'll respond.
Right.
I must commend Tom Fountain for his knowledge. I'm listening to him. I don't know if he's played the game before. I don't know
well, he's right there. He cannot
say. Yes, I'm not at Sibo's level, of course.
Well, he's very knowledgeable comment.
Right. That is true.
Let me tell you something, a couple of things, people. I was very, very surprised they left out Hodge. Yeah. I read the coach's reasoning for dropping him, and I thought he was a bit silly. I mean, Hodge and Asanas and the rest of the team, it wasn't the same team that whipped Australia last year.
But of course,
they drew the series.
Why on earth are you dropping Hodge? because Hodge is technically, I hope people who know about cricket are listening to me tonight. Hodge is technically the best batsman in the Caribbean, in the West Indies side now. His technique is almost perfect. He's very good at playing fast bowling. That is why he was so successful against Australia. And having scored, I think, 76 or thereabouts against them, and having scored a century in England, don't forget, Hodge has just started his test career. All right? He hasn't played very many test matches. And having scored 76 against at that time, Australia was classed as the best bowling side in the world. The same Hodge who whipped them to 76 and went to England, got 100 odd at Lords or somewhere, either at Edgbaston or Lords. Why I'm dropping Hodge for? He's the first guy I would pick. And the reason for that, Sibo, is if I'm playing against Australia, right, the same guys that Hodge whipped for 76, I'm not going to drop him, In fact, I would have played the same team against the same Australian team you got there. And what is wrong with our batting is that some of the guys have no technique, When they're testing fast bowling, some of them I got to laugh. They don't get behind the line of the ball.
You're correct. You're very correct.
You're never going to be a successful batsman if you haven't got the technique and getting behind the line of the ball. If you watch Brian Lara bat, I mean, I watched Lara and I watched films of the Australian guy.
Which one? Great job. Don Bradman?
Yes, I watched film. I've got a chest now, Frank Badman. When he was about 90, Britain, BBC was showing off his past exploits. And one thing you notice about Bradman, he's very, very quick on his feet. He plays back and across his wicket. That guy was so quick, Sibo, that when he used to play the spinners, when he jumped down the wicket and missed the ball, he could go back to his crease, and he wouldn't get some like, they used to call him fleet of foot. Like a Paddington guy. He was so quick. So the point is, unless you have a technique to play both the spin bowlers and the quick bowlers, you're never going to succeed at that level.
You're correct.
And I thought Hodge was good.
Yes.
For a guy who just played a few, and I heard somebody said, he has an average of 25 and he had about 2 knots. So that is immaterial. If I'm playing the same team that you got 100 against, I have no reason. Even though you got a couple of low scores, I'm not going to drop you, right? I would have played him against Australia. I would never have dropped him. I mean, he's a guy, Sibo, who could bat from number one.
And he can bowl. He can give you some left-arm spin as well. And he can give you left-arm spin as well. So you don't have to play Warwican. Yeah.
Yeah, Sibo, as far as the fast boys are concerned, this guy can bat through the entire inning. You watch his technique, Brilliant. He gets back and across his wicket to the fast guys, and he's always there. Occasionally, we all make mistakes, even when you get behind. But basically, I would have never dropped Hodge.
Big mistake.
I would have dropped Atlas Knight. I would give this guy a nice run, about 5 or 6 test matches. I wouldn't drop them because these are new guys to the game, And I mean, for Hodge to score a century and 76 against Australia in such a short period of time, it shows you potentially is good.
Well, of course.
So I would have dropped him at all.
That's clear.
But as I said, then I'm not the one picking the team. I was very disappointed at Sammy's logic. When I read in the Sun, I believe, what he said about why he dropped him, I couldn't understand what he meant, Because I said the very first thing Sammy should consider is that, but this is the guy who whipped Australia from me a couple of months ago. What the hell am I dropping him for? I don't understand the logic. He's the first guy I would have picked, Anyway, gentlemen, always a pleasure listening to you all. But Thompson, I thought Thompson was only a meteorologist. He tells about hurricanes.
Oh man, I kept wicket as well, I kept wicket as well.
Genius. I didn't realize you were into cricket as well.
Okay.
Anyway, gentlemen, I'm listening.
Thanks. Guys, we have the under 19 in St. Kitts. We was 1-2 games. They still have to play Barbados. Will be a tough game. Barbados have won all the matches so far. I have to look at the fixture because I don't know if they have 3 games coming after. Because, for instance, they have 3 T20 matches in St. Kitts around the 20th or so, 22nd, between West Indies and Australia. So I don't know if they, after the one-day competition, if they have 3-day competition as well. That I have to check on the fixtures. Yeah, because you see, it's a 50-over matches that are going on now, in the under 19.
Yes. So you say
there
that
must be a
might have a 3-day
version of it. So we'll probably check that after. So I hope the Windwards can win. The last game yesterday was rained off. I know Pascal made 50. Senior was 30 odd not out. So it was Windwards had lost what, 4 wickets? Yeah, 80 something for 4. Yeah, so let's hope they can win the other games and win that part, that section of the tournament. So
a senior is shaping up good, but
well, he's a good young player. I mean, but they need to go on. Eh?
Yeah.
They need to go on.
They need to go on.
Yeah, they need to go on.
Yes, Ron.
Yeah.
Sibo,
yeah.
Tell me, why Dominica? Why the West Coast was able to produce so many cricketers in Dominica?
Well, how I look at it, I mean, when you look from Jubla coming up, Jubla, Biash, Coliho, I mean, we had, I remember they used to have the Western League at some point. You had plenty cricket, but now I don't even see plenty cricket going on the West Coast now. I'll tell you that, honestly, there's not much cricket going on the West Coast now.
But you, Sebastian, you look forward, let us face it, wherever you could get a knock, you embrace the opportunity. Didn't you embrace the opportunity wherever you get enough to play? Huh?
Yes.
As a cricketer, all right, because you knew exactly, that you have, as a batsman, you have to bat where the game was played. All right, nobody was there to assist you. If Sebastian come, you move, you look for the games. The West St. Joe, Don Mero had a big league with this guy from England. What do you call it? The Sunday League.
Mero had the Western League. I know it had the Western right on the playing field, the Emerald Hill side, right there. You remember?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, did we talk about the death of Jim Allen?
Last week, yeah.
Okay.
In fact, what I didn't like about that, Jim Allen, normally they would have black armbands. Now, Jim Allen didn't actually play for West Indies. But Jim Allen, there's nobody on this team now that could bat better than Jim Allen. None. And none, although his average was only 34, which in those days, 34 would be 64 now.
Yes.
Equal. But he was the better. Everybody.
Yes.
And I asked a question about why didn't they have black armbands for him?
In fact, at one point, he was being compared to...
In fact, in 1974, in Guyana, the innings... He made 91, Viv made 74.
Yeah.
Most people felt he should have gone to India.
Exactly.
But they picked Viv, and
exactly. The rest is history.
But in the under 19, there are no freedom matches. Only won the games. Only the final is on the. Let me see that. On the 20, they have a final on the.
Are we taking this final call?
Quickly, let's do that quickly. We have to go. Yeah. Good evening.
Quickly, caller.
Yeah, just shortly. Marga had some respect for the legend, so he will declare and he want to try to make 400.
Well, I didn't understand that at all. To me, if you 33 runs of a record, you should not break the record.
I think in his on the back of his mind was against Zimbabwe.
No, but it doesn't matter who you make it against. Yeah, you're right, Colin. Yeah.
And Sibo, Subman did 269 and 161 in the second test. That was good batting.
Yeah, that's high-class batting. Well, he only 400 runs of the record. Bradman made 970 runs, the most in the series. But guys, this weekend there's plenty cricket. You have the tennis tomorrow, by the way, semi-final. Djokovic playing Sinner. And you have Alcaraz playing Fritz Levy. And then the women's semis on Saturday. The final on Sunday. Sunday also has the World Cup Championship. The West Indies match, by the way, starts at 2:30 on Saturday afternoon, guys. The day-night match is a day-night match. So the test match starts at 2:30 our time on Saturday afternoon. Okay, guys, as we come, Dr. Fountain, I don't know, you're shy. I understand. You're going to Bangladesh. You're afraid to say that? What are you going to do there?
I'm going to do some work with the government.
Yes, but you must say it. Why are you afraid to say it? So you're going to Bangladesh to do some work, help them with the finances, and the people here don't want you. So, guys, anyway, we have plenty of sports this weekend. As I say, the under-19 will look forward to it. Oh, boys, we have 5 boys in St. Kitts. We have the World Club football, Chelsea against Paris Saint-Germain. There is tennis, men's final on Sunday. So, it loves of sports on Sunday. And England tomorrow, as I said, they normally talk about basketball, but we didn't see any basketball today. They batted whole day to score 251 runs today. So, it's an interesting series. Continues tomorrow. So, guys, on behalf of Dr. Fountain, Lobby, Ronald Lander, good night, everybody. We'll be back next week.